Hello, welcome to adding J1979-2 to your fleet tracking or telematics device. I'm Adam James, CTO of OBD Experts, and I'll be introducing you to the J1979-2 standard and then answering a few questions that we've already received. The goals for this webinar are as follows: to explain the difference between this new standard and the older J979 standard, to try to advise you to get it as soon as possible, and to quickly say how to license it from OBD Experts. So what is J979-2? Well, it's also called OBDonUDS, which is an acronym for Onboard Diagnostics on Unified Diagnostic Services. It's done away with the old J979, OBD II, and what's now been called Classic OBD or OBD Classic. That used modes 1 to A hex to get the information from the vehicle, and instead it uses a subset of the UDS standard, which is described in ISO 14229. But we've already read that, so you don't have to. It uses UDS modes like mode 22 to read DIDs that mode 1 used to perform. It uses this new terminology, a data identifier or DID, which includes PIDs as a subset, and it uses 2-byte addressing, so there's a lot more room for data. It also has expanded the way it collects and reports trouble codes. The DTCs are now 3 bytes, so more can be stored, and status information is also returned, providing more information again. It uses a mix of functional and physical addressing to get this data. And by that I mean it starts by functionally asking all the ECUs what error codes they have, and then it physically asks each individual ECU for its list of errors. Freeze frame information is also reported differently and does dramatically increase the RAM space. Many of our customers don't need to know freeze frame information and use microprocessors with small amounts of RAM. So we have the ability to remove these sections to reduce the flash and RAM usage. It's going to be mandatory for the OEMs in 2027, but there could be new cars released today that support this standard, and that means it won't support the old OBD2 standard. And without new firmware, you won't be able to communicate with this vehicle. So a quick recap. Electrically, they're identical. They both use CAN, so no new hardware necessary. The new standard has done away with modes 1 to A hex and now supports a subset of UDS commands, and vehicles could be for sale today that support this new standard only and not classic OBD2. We've had a few questions by email. First is, what size is the code? Well, as I said earlier, it's flexible depending on your requirements, so it's probably best for you to contact us with more details of your product and the space available, and we'll let you know what fit is best. Can we have OBD2 and OBDonUDS on the same device? Yes, unless you plan to only support OBDonUDS vehicles, then you should have both OBD2 and OBDonUDS. The new J979-2 standard incorporates the old standard and dictates that you first attempt the OBD2 connection sequence, and if no ECUs respond, then you try the new OBDonUDS connection sequence. What's the main difference between OBDonUDS and WWH-OBD? OBDonUDS is the standard adopted by North America, and WWH-OBD by Europe. They're basically the same for the new UDS CAN communications, and as vehicles are produced, we'll make sure both are supported by our OBDonUDS software. Which cars support OBDonUDS? Well, as of today, there are no known new vehicles that support OBDonUDS. However, an OEM could start selling an OBDonUDS car from tomorrow, and that means it won't support OBD2. Can a vehicle support OBD2 and OBDonUDS? No, A vehicle can only support one of the two standards. So as soon as a vehicle comes out that has adopted the new standard, it will not support OBD2. How much does it cost? A price list is available on request. What support will we get? As this is a new standard, it seems only fair that we offer extended support. So OBD experts are giving 3 years of support when the OBDonUDS stack is licensed. Another quick summary. From 2027, all new gasoline and gasoline hybrid vehicles must support J1979-2. From today, a car manufacturer can sell a J1979-2 car and it won't support OBD2. So to be prepared, you need to get J1979-2 on your device as soon as possible. Thank you for watching.